everyone, to the R.E.S.T podcast, where our goal is to help each and every one of you displace confusion, chaos, and dis-ease in order to heal and find significance in life. I am your host, Natalie Roberts, and I am here with the author of the Reconstitution Method for Healing and Rest, Virginia Dixon.
Jessica, what an honor to have you.
Thank you.
I'm so happy you're here.
Thank you.
What a story. Mm-hmm. Your dad is like a stick of dynamite.
Yeah, he has still been my superhuman, for me as a dad.
He is.
And all the things that he does, yeah, it's amazing, yeah.
So Jessica is a 2-time Pan American
champion of powerlifting, yeah.
Powerlifting, amazing. And you've only been training for 2 years.
For 2 years.
That's crazy.
Yeah. First of all, I want to, to say sorry because of my English. My English is getting rusty, but yeah. My first language is Spanish.
It's beautiful.
Thank you. Okay, yeah.
Just beautiful. Thank you for being here. Okay, Jessica, I just threw a headset on you and just put a mic in front of you and tell us your story.
I'm 23 years old. I birthed in a Christian family. My parents were Christians when I was like 11 months. Sometimes it's hard because people say like, oh, it's the pastor's daughter or Pepe Selem's daughter, the champion's daughter. And most of the time I was like so stressed because I have like a big backpack in my bag. Like, okay, I need to be the best. I need to be better because everyone is like looking at me. Okay, so it's Pepe Selem's daughter. So for example, in my first championship was the national championship of powerlifting. Everyone was like looking at me and say like, okay, it's Pepe Selem's daughter. So it's the champion's daughter. And she needs to win, And I was like so stressed because if I don't do this, probably people are going to say, oh, Pepe Selem is a bad dad or he's not a good coach.
He made her get into this pressure.
So I was with the pressure, but then my dad told me like, okay, Jessica, forget about that. It's you and you're with God and you are going to do the best. Just have fun. So I was doing that. And now in the powerlifting, I have my own name. It's now Pepe Selem's daughter. It's like, oh, Jessica, the gold medalist and that stuff. So, yeah.
Good, bad, or indifferent. I think that's a battle everybody can identify with. Either because we have a terrible heritage, we have a flawed heritage, we have a shamed heritage, or in your case, you have a celebrity dad, intense dad, and a lot of expectations. But whatever we come with, we've got to shed and find our own identity in the context of what we come from.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And I know I'm so happy because this sport let me talk to women, around the world, in Peru. This year, I think it was in March, I had a big conference, 3,000 women, and I start talking about my life, and I start talking about that they can do everything if God is first, if they have their own value, because people saw me and they said, are you a power lifter? But the powerlifting is for men, you need to look more like a man. I was like, no, because if I know my identity in Christ, I know what I am, what it's my value. So no one is going to tell me other thing that I'm not. So yeah.
Not only that, you're trying to figure out who you are too, and you're just thinking, hey, this might be fun. So you did it, and there you go.
Yeah,
2-time Pan American champion. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah.
Tell us what it's like to be 24 years old in Peru. What's happening in that part of the world?
So, Peru now with the youth, it's kind of hard because people give up very easily. Youth people give up life very easily. How do you say that? Suicide? No.
Suicide?
Yeah, suicide. Yeah.
So there's a lot of depression, anxiety, hopelessness.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And now, now the word anxiety and depression is so common there. It's like, yeah, I'm not going to work because I'm with depression. So people took that word as a normal. but they don't,
as an excuse, as a reason.
As excuses, yeah, and they don't know that the word has too much power. So if they say like, "Oh yeah, I'm feeling that," they are going to feel like that. So being a youth in Peru also, it's hard because now people don't find, or they don't want it to find their purpose. So say like, okay, I'm just going to. So for example, I know people who are so talented, but they don't use the talent. You know, it's like, yeah, I know that I can draw. I am the best drawing and everything of that. But okay, I'm just gonna work making hamburgers or something like that. They don't want to pursue their purpose and to be more successful.
Yeah. So it's almost like there's a sense of why do it, because there isn't opportunities, perhaps. They feel like they can't survive, or there isn't money in it, or they don't see a way out of their.
And they say like, yeah, we live in Peru, so we live in the how do you say that, third
world country.
Third world country. I don't have the same opportunities as other people. So yeah, there's very dismotivate themselves. But yeah, and it's hard because people love more like go to parties instead to read a book or stuff like that, so they can be more successful.
So they're medicating.
Yeah.
Do you see the trend increasing, or do you see things getting better?
It's the grace of God in Peru, but you know, the youth are like decreasing in that stuff, and you can see more delincuencia.
Delinquency.
Yeah, delinquency
has increased. The crime has gone up.
Yeah, most of
but interesting things are happening simultaneously, because you had very much a socialist, communist, pretty much, president
Peru,
come in and tell us what happened.
The two biggest problem in Peru, it's corruption and delinquency. Yeah, so that's the most biggest problems in Peru.
Is it corruption from within, or is it coming from other countries?
No, for us, yeah.
From within.
You know, it's hard because in Peru, in the last 4 years, we got 6 presidents, and 3 of them are in prison because of corruption.
Well, that also tells you that there is a resistance.
Yeah,
there is a remnant saying no more.
Yes.
I found out, your dad told me, that the prime minister, Tarapoto, Peru, is a jungle in Peru.
Yeah.
And by the way, they're building an unbelievable international airport there. A lot of drug money. I saw
a lot of drug money.
No drones allowed out there and all that. And it's really interesting because there's a lot of witchcraft. There's a lot of interesting things going in the jungle, and it's palpable. When we were on the medical mission trip, I felt it, I sensed it. However, they had a huge, massive parade in Peru, and I understand it's the first time ever the church marched in the parade.
Yeah,
and that there's 135 or 145 churches in the jungle.
Inside the jungle, when in towns that people don't have lights. There's not.
They don't have anything.
Yeah, nothing. So with my dad, we always go to that churches. That is, for example, from Tarapoto, that is the city of the jungle. It's 2 hours by car and then 4 hours by boat to go to that churches, the little towns there, and you can see how people are more happy than the people in the city. Yeah, in the city.
Yeah.
So it's amazing, and
there's something amazing happening. And the Prime Minister of Israel.
Oh, Israel, the ambassador,
the ambassador, not Prime Minister.
Yeah, the ambassador of Israel,
and
who wants to be with Pastor David, who is the pastor from the church in the jungle.
Pastor David's amazing.
Yeah.
But here you have an ambassador of this critical, I should say, nation, and that part of the world coming all the way to the Tarapoto jungle in Peru. It's unbelievable. There's a stirring there. There's a stirring. I'll never forget, before we kicked off Mission Week, that the church had about thousands of people there. And when our van pulled up and we got out of the van, I will never, ever forget the receiving line that the students formed. And I will never forget when I got out of the bus and I heard them say, the Americans are here. The Americans are coming. And it just moved me to tears.
Mm-hmm.
And as we walked through that line, the hunger for liberty and the hope of freedom.
Mm-hmm.
And they had elections coming up within a few days too. But everything we represented was everything they cherished and desired. And it was one of the most moving things about that entire trip. And you were a part of all of that with us. And it was so much fun.
I had the opportunity to listen to you.
Were you there?
Yes, I went in a medical, conference with the students.
Oh,
it was amazing. Yeah, I was like, wow. I need to know your technology. I need to know more about R.E.S.T.
Yes. Yeah. And you know what? We have the online curriculum that we are looking to distribute throughout all the South American countries. Wow. I'm finishing my book. It'll be translated in Spanish because of all of you. But I have every intention of going back and finishing what we started. So I need an ambassador of R.E.S.T.
Yeah, I'm here.
I know. I'm so excited. Yeah. We'll make sure you have all the resources, and we're going to start filming everything in 2 languages. So
that would be so cool. I work in an organization that it's in Nashville. It's based in Nashville, and I'm the ambassador of South America and Central America. And we work with youth and kids. So I saw a lot of people in needs. I thought
in Nashville, right?
In Nashville. Yeah. A lot. So
is it for child trafficking? What is it?
No, it's a ministry that we have a strategy to reach young people.
Okay, well, I need to be a part of it.
Yeah,
connect me. You be the ambassador of R.E.S.T. We want to take R.E.S.T. to it.
That would be great. That would be great because for example, me as an ambassador of Central and South America, I work with other countries and. Any country, every country has different needs, but most of them, they need Jesus. So we can do a lot of work there. We need to talk with them and do R.E.S.T. in other countries.
Take R.E.S.T. to them.
Take R.E.S.T.
There's never been a time when there's more confusion, chaos, and disease than there is now. Mm-hmm. And it is so tragic. We can't let people... We can't be silent. We need to rise up. We need to bring these resources to bear.
Yeah.
You have an incredible amount of influence. Your family does, nationally and internationally. And it's a beautiful thing to see you as a 24-year-old step into positions of leadership to really bring freedom, bring hope, bring rest.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is an amazing time of confusion, chaos, and disease in the world. And if we don't invite people into a place of rest... Right? We already know they're anxious and stressed out. Mm-hmm. That's why we invite them into R.E.S.T. Whether they step into it or not, that's another story. Mm-hmm. But we have the tools to bring them, right?
Yes. And now, I'm sorry, now people are so easily to give up, So, for example, people I know that doctor said, okay, you have cancer, you have a disease. It's just, okay, I'm going to die. I'm not going to do more. And they don't fight for their lives. And so R.E.S.T. would be amazing.
Well, it's amazing because if we can help them understand the anatomy of disease, right?
Yeah.
So fantastic. I am looking forward to it. I didn't know this about you, so I'm going to get involved in supporting you and supporting them. And what is your desire? What is your hope? What is your aim? Where are you feeling called? What's the next step?
I think I'm calling to motivate young people, but most of the women who doesn't feel their value, they doesn't feel that they are important. So, and they, for example, are afraid to do something because people can judge. And for example, as me, as a power lifter, I told them okay, people know that the power lifter is for a man. It's a man sport. But you can look at me, and I don't look like a man.
No, you don't. Yeah. You're darling.
And sometimes I'm so very girly and very pinky. But so if you have your identity, very. Your identity and more in Christ, you can do whatever you want if God is first. So I think my next step is continue doing this sport, because this sport open all the doors, and continue practicing my English, and I know Portuguese also, so I can go to other places that don't speak Spanish, so I can be a light in their lives,
Good, you can be my interpreter when I go to Brazil, because my mom's from Brazil.
Oh, yeah.
Portuguese.
Oh, yeah, I talk Portuguese. Yeah, I think my Portuguese is better than my English, but yeah. So
that's wonderful.
So, yeah, I think I'm called to continue the legacy with my dad. I want to have that legacy to, for example, my dad gave me the legacy to be a power lifter also. So it's amazing how we can work with young people, and young people can listen to
because
me.
we need to all be heavy. Think about it, lifters.
Yeah.
Look what we're facing. Look what we're seeing. Look what's happening. You come here, and I know when I was in Peru, it was common, like, what is happening in America? Toe the line, fight for this. This is the last nation. We can't let America fall. If America falls, the fullest expression of liberty and freedom in the world is the United States of America, right? Flawed as we are. And we can't fall. We all need to do heavy lifting, I think, in our respective spheres of influence.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. And I had the opportunity also to talk with women who was abused, and they are so in need, to forgive, because some of the, I think that some of the diseases that they have is because of, of to forgive someone.
Root of bitterness.
Yeah. So they need to be free. They need to find the freedom. And R.E.S.T gives it.
R.E.S.T does give it.
Yeah.
And you're so right. They need to find the freedom that comes with releasing and forgiving.
Wow.
But there are very specific things, I think, that become roadblocks to that in the course. And when you go through the curriculum, you'll see, when you go through the 6-week course, you'll see how they emerge. But what's great about R.E.S.T, I have to say, Jessica, is that R.E.S.T is really not something to do. It creates a framework from which you can reason, and it's a well that you can go draw from.
Wow.
And whenever you go draw from a well, you're never getting the same thing out. The quality, the predictability, the consistency, yes, but you're never going to get the same cup of water out twice.
Wow.
It's amazing.
It's amazing, yeah. Wow.
I guess that's why Jesus said, come to me, all who are weary and heavy burden. I will give you rest for your souls. But then he said, come learn from me, right?
Yeah.
My yoke is easy, my burden is light. There is a way out of this despair and the anxiety and the depression that is consuming
Peru and all of,
and the world. But it is really coming into alignment with the things of God. And the invitation's what gets us there. The process of rest is what gets us there. So it's fantastic.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So thank you so much. It was really nice to talk to you. Yeah.
Well, today was a surprise, right? Dr. Luz said, Virginia, what are you doing? And I said, well, I've had a full day. But it's like, oh, no, I can't miss the opportunity to be with you and Dad.
Yeah. When he told me, okay, Virginia is going to... I was like, yes. I was like, yeah.
Well, we will be going to Peru soon. I hope. I can't until the book is done. But we will go on a hunt for more cashmere, of course.
Please. Please.
Amazing cashmere in Peru, everybody.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Amazing. It's very beautiful. It's very beautiful.
There's a lot of hopeful things happening. There's a lot of amazing things. I see the church rising up. There's amazing things happening in the depths of the darkness of the jungle where there's a lot of witchcraft. There's a lot of voodoo. A lot. And you can feel it. There's also this incredible uprising of the church. And it's almost like this clash of the titans. And we're seeing it in America too, by the way. The church is rising up. People of faith are rising up and saying confusion, chaos, and disease is going to kill us. And I won't align myself with that.
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know who God is or what he is, but I'm not aligning myself with death.
Definitely, yes. So as I always said, we are blessed to bless. So so God gave us a lot of blessings that we have to share to other ones. So other thing is that continue fighting the good battle that it's in Christ, and we are going to see amazing things. And if God is with us, no one can touch us. So
no one can.
No one can't. Yeah.
I don't know why your dad brought up Caleb today out of the blue. And while he was talking, I was thinking of Caleb. Mm-hmm. And I just think, I'm going to talk to Caleb. Caleb's 25.
Okay.
But I'm going to see if he was going to go on that first mission trip with me with you guys, but wasn't able to. So he's in transition of some things, maybe in New York. I'll have to talk to him about it. A window of opportunity may open up for him to say, why not? I'll go to Peru.
Definitely.
I'll send them to you guys.
Yeah, for sure. Our house is open, and in Peru, it's there is no lack to do missions. Every day you can do missions because people are in need there, and it's so amazing because our church in Lima, that it's the capital of Lima, the capital of Peru, it helps the other churches that is in little towns in the jungle. So
you guys are all over the place.
Yeah. Every month we go to other town and to preach, and my dad doing the strong show so people can listen to him talking about God. So it's an inspiration, and I'm so happy to be in this part of my family, So,
I am too. Your dad shared an amazing story, and it was about, I think, a governor or somebody in your city or in your town or in your district, and they're of liberal orientation in every facet. And your dad had a face-to-face with him, and they both agreed that we don't agree and we don't see eye to eye on anything. But your dad asked permission, can I inspire? Can I help? How can I help you? How can I serve you? And he gave him permission to speak to the police department, right?
Yeah.
And then tell us a little bit about what happened.
Yeah. So I don't know, but my dad has a really grace with other people who are not Christians or Christians with any religion.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. So the government of my town, that it's called Surco, he is a homosexual and he is agnostic. So he's very famous in Lima, in Peru.
Yeah, he's well respected. Yeah, he's a leader. But he's got strong convictions about other things than you guys do.
Yes. So my dad had a meeting with him, and my dad told him, okay, I know that you are don't agree with me, and I don't agree with you in what we think, but I know that we have something in common, that we want the best for this town. So my dad said, please let me for 1 week to talk with your workers and motivate them. I'm not gonna talk about Jesus,
religion,
about God, religion,
yeah.
nothing of that. So he said okay, just 1 week. But then after the week, he said oh, Pepe, I really love what you taught, because my dad, he didn't use the verse okay, so in Psalms 50 he said because I don't know, because I can do everything, if someone
he
who
spoke
is bigger
about
than
principles
me,
in context of life-giving ideas.
Yeah, so that the government told him, okay, I'm not gonna just give you the police. I'm gonna give you the workers, the ministry workers, so different.
The whole region.
The whole region. So now
they have a great relationship. They're both doing their jobs, and you surrender the outcomes to God.
Yeah, because we believe that that God is only who can judge the people and we just need to love them. And so that's why my dad can have a lot of relationship with non-Christians to have a better country, to have a better world.
Better community, better world, a better conversations too. I think. Jessica, thank you so much.
No, thank you. We've
been at this a while, but I just wanted message to 24-year-olds, not just in Peru, but all over the world. What would you say?
Yeah. Okay, so I want to motivate them to continue doing what they wanted, to continue pursuing their purpose, because everyone has a purpose here in the world. So don't be afraid to do it, because I know that we are sometimes afraid to fail. But if you fail, it's like my dad said, with training is suffering. So
suffering is training. Suffering is the training.
So if you fail, just stand up and continue walking and continue doing what you want. And if God is with you, you put God in first, everything is going to be good. He's going to be in control. And sometimes we are going to feel like we are going to feel that we are not good for this, we are not good for that. But if we really believe that God is the one who designed us, the one who is our Lord, who is our King, we are going to continue fighting the good battle in Christ. So
it's true. And you don't have to know who you are, what you're supposed to do, where you're supposed to go, who you're supposed to marry, what job you're supposed to take. But you're supposed to learn how to abide and listen to that quiet, still voice of your conscience. Listen to that quiet, still voice that says, forgive, stand up, stand down, be silent, be quiet. You don't want to take this job. It's not who you are. Or, have faith. Don't be afraid. We want to listen to that quiet, still voice that says, go and stop and sit and come. And everything will be okay. It'll work out.
Yeah, that's true. And one of the things I really believe is that you need to love yourself before you love others, because the Bible said that you can love others like if you love you. So
if you don't love yourself,
if you don't love yourself, so love yourself so you can love others and continue encouraging others. Don't say words that they can, to menospreciate people. Encourage people. So everything how do you say sembrar? Everything you see you're going to reap. Yeah, you're going to reap. So
And sometimes the confusion that there is with self-love and self-hatred, sometimes there's a very, 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 very fine line between those two things. Love. Yeah. The people that you think really love themselves, they really
hard,
hate
right?
themselves.
Yeah.
And the people you think really, really can't stand themselves really have a higher regard and perspective of themselves than the other people. So you got to be careful with the nuance of those things.
Exactly, definitely. And every person have a different talents, different gifts. So what I do is not compare to others. It's okay, God give me these talents, these gifts, so I'm going to be the best in it. And people probably are better in other things, but it's like you need to be happy for them, because if you start doing like, oh, I want to be like him, or what God, so you start doing like you're going to start having like stress, or
that's right. The finger, the toe, the tongue, the nose, the ears, they all do different things, but they're all important.
Definitely, yeah. We are part of the Christ body. Even if you are, the little finger, you're part of it. So, so be happy there.
Thank you so much, Jessica. You're darling.
Oh,
how can people follow you?
Oh yeah, people can follow me on Instagram as Jessica Selem. Selem, it's a little hard to write. It's SELEM. But they can find me there.
Good. We're going to be tracking you.
Thank you.
I loved hearing from you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. For updates about R.E.S.T and this podcast, please visit our Instagram or Facebook, The Place of R.E.S.T. If you'd like more information about Virginia or to support and join the cause of R.E.S.T, please go to virginiadixon.com/collaborate or call 949-289-5935. Thank you for listening to R.E.S.T with Virginia Dixon. We'll see you next week.